Welcome in, our beautiful friends. How are you? We are so happy and excited to have each and every one of you here with us today. So thank you, everyone. And those of you that are brand new to my channel, my name is Ria, and this is my husband, Paul, joining us today. So
Hello.
I'm super excited about this. And I'm just going to go over exactly what we're doing today. So this is a pick a card reading. You have 3 options through spirit animals. So we're going to put that up on the screen in just a moment here. I'm going to leave everything in timestamps today for you. So whatever animal you are drawn to is the message for you. Perhaps you've seen that animal around. And yeah, the timestamps are going to be below, and you don't have to just watch one reading today. You can watch all 3. This is your soul map for 2026, everyone. So this is a reading that you definitely want to save and come back to anytime you are feeling lost, anytime you're feeling confused, uncertain, or any way where you need guidance from spirit. So make sure you save it. And we're going to put up on screen and get right into this reading. And Paul is joining us today with his perspective and his mind.
And my soul.
And his soul, exactly. So we're going to put up the animal spirits and we're going to get right into it.
Right on.
All right, so if you chose the horse, this is your reading today. So we're going to first start with a surrender card. What is it that you can release or surrender at this time in order to create some room for all the new things that are coming in? So we're going to get Paul to pull the first card and read that to you.
Shuffling. I'm so good at shuffling.
He really is. You're getting so much better at this, honey.
All right, here we go. And we've got surrender to inner peace.
That's a big one.
Surrender to your inner peace.
I'm going to get you to read this card.
Yeah,
you get to read it.
Wonderful. Okay. It says, cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet, meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily.
I love that. So I'm going to read that one more time. So cultivate inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet, meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy this inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. So I love this. This is you cultivating that calm and peace within your nervous system, right? The anxiety, the stress, the worry, all of that, releasing that.
And I think it really is a call to action for self-love, like self-compassion even, because when you retreat to your inner space, you want it to be a peaceful place. You don't want it to be a place where you're like, I don't want to spend time here. So making friends with yourself, learning to love yourself, cultivating that inner peace through self-compassion and self-love is paramount.
Paramount. Yeah, absolutely. And this woman is flying in the sky. She's got some seagulls, right? Is that what that looks like? Seagulls? Yeah. Right? So what I feel here is perhaps you've been having dreams about yourself flying, or you've been seeing seagulls in the sky recently. So these are all going to be signs for you that are coming in throughout this year. And we are now going to pull a healing message for you. So I'll read this one, honey.
Okay.
So a healing message your soul needs to hear to come back to throughout this year. So embody your values. Spirit is encouraging you to embody your values. And we have the number 41. So this is a light code, a number frequency that is connecting you to this reading today. So the message is, live what you teach and don't compromise on your truth. Follow your own convictions. So I'm going to read that to you one more time. Live what you teach and don't compromise on your truth. Follow your own convictions. And we have an affirmation for you as well. So feel free to write this down and use it in your life, but also seal it in the comment section below. So I will lead with truth and integrity. I'm going to have you repeat that one more time, honey.
This one?
This affirmation.
All right. The affirmation says, I will lead with truth and integrity. And I think that's what the values you're trying to embody. Without your integrity, it's hard to carry your dignity.
Yeah, I love that.
Because integrity means you say what you're going to do and you follow through on it, and that you try not to act hypocritical, and that you live to that purpose of trying to fulfill what you believe in, instead of just practicing like moral relativism, which is, that's where it's like rules for thee but not for me. So yeah, integrity, I think that's how you actually find that inner peace, is knowing if you actually carry integrity, you can just sleep well at night.
Yeah, that's so important. And because you chose the year of the horse, 2026 is the year of the horse in Chinese astrology. So freedom, sensitivity, spirit, and partnerships are going to be the themes in your life where the spotlight is, right? So we're going to pull some tarot cards and see what else is coming through. Is there something that you're wanting to say with that card, honey?
I think when it talks about spirit, that it's like your inner fire, like the thing that motivates you and inspires you to be curious and to want to discover more in life, and that over time we can have our spirit broken just like many horses do, and that causes us to lose that curiosity and that sense of awe, which is kind of carried within our inner child. And so the wild horse is like reclaiming that freedom to discover and be in awe and follow your curiosity, so that you realize life is a series of opportunities that are amazing.
That's right. And to me, I feel that 2026 is going to be a year of exploration where we are discovering parts of ourselves and other things in the world. So yeah, they want you to be open and curious as you're stepping into this new year and as you're moving through it. So look at this. We are getting the Lovers card for you first. So this is powerful. To me, this is an alignment. This is a coming together. It is the energy of love. And this is the energy that you want to vibrate in as you're moving through your world, through your experiences. All right, now the Lovers card is a major arcana card. This energy is going to be prominent in your life. However, it does tend to be in the background. So some of you are going to feel this energy intensely, while others you're going to feel this subtly. All right, so that is the first card. We also have the Nine of Pentacles. This is such a beautiful energy because this is letting me know that you are going to experience fulfillment this year. And the energy of abundance is surrounding you. There's prosperity here, and your effort, your energy is paying off, right? We also have a crow here. Is that a crow or a raven?
That looks like...
Or something else.
No, that's a different kind of bird. Yeah, it's got
Vulture?
It's got a red... No, it's got a red face, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like a sparrow or something.
So you may be seeing a bird that looks like this. This again is a sign, a confirmation for you. So Nine of Pentacles, and we also have the Knight of Pentacles. Wow. That's a very active energy. It's the Knight. This is preparation. This is strategy, organization, right? The Knight goes into war. They prepare for it before they do. And this is the energy that is coming in for you right now. So the Knight of Pentacles. Now, I want you to use your own intuition with this reading today. So whenever you see our cards popping up there on the screen, we want you to use your own intuition. This is going to strengthen your intuition, and you will also receive your own messages. And that is our favorite part, is when you share with us how these cards connect with you, how they show up in your life, and how you resonate with this reading. So share with us in the comment section below. So how are you feeling with these cards, honey?
Well,
the energy that's coming
I'm feeling
through.
a lot of action.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a lot to do with people trying to find new ways to make money, or new ways to earn wealth or get to that next plateau.
Yeah, and even find love.
I think that's actually the Lovers is about that connection.
Yeah.
And the connection that's going to lead to you to a place where you're reaching this new plateau of wealth or getting out of the hole if you've been spending 2025 fighting off debt. And it's like one of those things where you have to get a little tougher on yourself. You have to prepare for battle. But learning to do that is going to make you come out stronger and more capable on the other side. And so if you're willing to put yourself out there to find that connection, it's going to lead you to a place where you see the opportunities that could possibly connect you, but you have to be prepared when you're going to go and take advantage of those opportunities, so that you don't blow them.
Yeah. And the inner peace here is going to be very important, because when we have that Knight of Pentacles, that confirms that, yes, we are going to face challenges, hardships, these kinds of things are going to come up. It is how are you, preparing yourself to show up in them when you do face them, right? So before we begin, I just wanted to mention that we all live a different life experience. These cards are going to present themselves differently in each of our lives. This is also a general reading for you today. So those of you that are watching, if this reading isn't resonating for you, please leave it behind, but also check out the other animal readings in case one of them resonate for you. So the numbers I wanted to mention along with the number 41 is the number 6, the number 9, and the number 12. Again, these are light codes, number frequencies that are showing up in your life, confirming that you are connected to this reading, to this message, and the energy of 2026. You being here in this specific reading today is not a coincidence. It is not random. It is not happening by chance. It's actually a synchronicity, one of many you are going to experience. So yeah, let's talk about this Lovers card, honey. So there's something coming together, working in harmony, and an expansion that happens through this. So this is a divine feminine, a divine masculine, and there's a beautiful balance that happens when these two come together. To me, sometimes this feels like us. Like I feel like we're a couple, power couple. And it's, just two forces joining, and that uniting is creating this fire, like this energy that has to do with the horse, right? So this is what I'm feeling here with this. This is also your purpose, your calling. This is what you are stepping into this year. There's an opportunity here for you to really elevate in your life's experience. Again, through preparation and the inner peace, surrendering and just letting go to the experience and trusting that Spirit is guiding you, but also the power of you is also guiding you. So is there anything you would like to share here, honey, with this? Or
just the imagery that I got was the sun rising on a new connection, which just is about, you might already have a connection with somebody, but you're looking to deepen it and to build trust with them. And it might be someone that you weren't expecting to have that level of depth. And it could be through a conversation or an event or something that takes place where you see a new side of that person, and that is a doorway for, like, an invitation for you to connect with them in a more deep way. And that deeper connection is then going to help lead you to some new discovery or some new opportunity, which is going to kind of change your life, shift your life in 2026.
I love that. And, this energy of the sun is also the energy within you. So there is a deep connection happening to someone that may feel familiar, someone that may feel, aligned or compatible with you. So you want to use discernment, though, because, there's a lot of energies in the world. And you want to listen to what your intuition is saying when you are connecting with people. The other thing I'm getting here, because we have the Lovers and the Knight of Pentacles, is boundaries, right? To maybe boundaries, or like a layer or a mask that you might be wearing because of some of the experiences you have gone through in 2025, is reacting or jumping to an assumption or, something like that, a conclusion, without actually taking the information in or actually I don't know, feeling
Having
into
all
the
the
truth,
facts.
having all the facts. Yeah. Right.
I
So,
almost feel like these two people are the lovers in the lovers card,
ooh, yes.
right? They've got the samurai and the geisha, and they have this connection. They're both doing what they do to earn.
Yes, I
Right?
see that. Yeah.
He's a warrior, but he's got to get paid, and she's doing work. Both of them, I feel like, represent people who are doing, important, possibly honorable work, but not necessarily work that they want to be doing. And so, for me, I'm feeling like once you make that new connection, and it doesn't have to be a romantic connection. The lovers isn't necessarily just romance.
Yeah.
It's just new connection and on a soul level. It doesn't have to be romantic love. It can be just like respectful love or something that's beyond romantic love. But that the conversations that reaching that new level of depth is going to help you realize whether what you're doing, especially for a living, whether it's actually fulfilling or not, or whether you feel called to make a shift into something else in 2026, away from something that might be unfulfilling.
Yeah, I see that. And I'm noticing also that the sun is behind the divine feminine energy here. So I feel this is more amplified or needs a little bit more tending to here, where you're not just taking action, right? I'm seeing someone taking too much action, pushing, controlling, forcing, right? That's the amplification of the sun. And I'm also getting the solar eclipse, like, you know how the sun is so red? I'm getting something to do with the solar eclipse coming up here in 2026 as well. So I want you to mark your calendars down for that, because, maybe there's some sort of an event or something happening around that time, that energy. So with the Nine of Pentacles, this is an elevation. To me, I always feel this is like a leveling up or an upgrade that happens, where we go through the intensity or the heaviness before we crack open and emerge as this new identity or new version of ourselves. It's kind of like that final boss at the end of the game, right? And you don't beat the boss right away.
No, you got to learn the patterns.
Yeah, you got to strategize like the knight, right? So this is what the Nine of Pentacles is. You reaching that level where you've fought that final boss, and you're like, you know what? Even though that took me 100 times, I got here. Like I did it. And there's so much fulfillment in that, reaching that goal, that milestone, and then moving on. Like, this feels like you ran a marathon, you did great, you came in whatever place you did, and now you are so motivated that you want to run one in another country, a bigger one, right?
It's an achievement.
Yeah. So this is what the Nine of Pentacles is. And I feel you're going to have moments like this in 2026. Like, there are opportunities for you to tick off those boxes, reach those goals, no matter how small they are. Each one is, you're going on an incline. It's like a stairwell that you're taking up here with this Nine of Pentacles. And your physical body here also comes through with the Pentacles energy. Is I'm seeing a lot of good health for you, especially if you're tending to your physical body and, listening to what it is that your body needs, right? Focusing on that and really taking care of yourself, right? This is a divine feminine, being within the experience, doing those things, right? Yeah. And that bird in the background, like,
I think the bird is there to get her attention, to get her to look in a different direction and see what might be unappreciated in the other direction, what might be underutilized or under-recognized. And so if you've been stuck in a rut and only looking in one mindset or one direction with your life, that the bird represents the opportunity to catch your attention, to redirect your attention to something else you might not have noticed, or a blind spot that needs to be squeegeed. And then you can see clearly. Then you suddenly realize, oh my gosh, like, I don't have to keep doing what I've been doing and expecting different results. I can switch it up and I can change myself into something. It's like we used to talk about the Nike swoosh.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Where it feels like you're hitting this low point, but in that low point, you reprioritize your values, and then suddenly you get launched like a trampoline.
And it's like coming back to this, where it's bringing you back to embody those values, right? What's true and authentic to you. And we've got a little fox here. I didn't even mention this. Is that a fox or?
It looks like a little fox.
A little fox. So the fox is also coming in as a sign, just like Paul said. This is showing up as a sign for you, right? That's how these signs show up, right? So it's redirecting you. I love that. And, you know, bringing into your awareness what you need to know in order to redirect yourself, or, you know, whatever it is that you need to do.
Because if something catches your attention and redirects it, and you suddenly realize or recognize something that you didn't know before, that is a deep sign. That is fate giving you a little push to be like, hey, you weren't going to notice this, but hey, look up and see what's up there, and recognize what that means to you, or what it's switching in your mind or in your heart to suddenly realize something important.
It's that exploration, right? That's a year we're stepping into, and not being afraid, because you know what? I feel sometimes we're afraid to look. And because it might be scary, or whatever it is that's sitting on your mind and heart that's, you know, making you feel like you can't do it, right? But what they're doing is reminding you of the power that you have. And this is a year you are meant to apply that power, actually use it and wield it in the world, right? So this is what I'm getting here through the Nine of Pentacles today. So we are now moving on to here the Knight of Pentacles. This is, you know, you actively participating in the co-creation of your desired reality. You know, what is it that you desire? This is the planning. This is everything that goes into creating what it is that you want to happen in your life. And, you know, this Knight, it's almost like he's taking the pentacle here and like locking it in place, or activating it. So this feels to me like a activation for you, right? You are being activated. You're ready. Like, you're now ready. This is the year where I feel something really big is going to happen for you, right?
Also feel like, in a sense, because of the positioning of the pentacle coin, that the samurai is also protecting their heart. That they and you have gone through some heartache and some heartbreak that might be creating kind of a filter over the way you see things, and maybe you're tired of seeing things that way because it's exhausting to carry this heavy filter on everything you see. And so now it's time. He could be in the process of actually removing this protection and being ready to love again, being ready to risk getting hurt again, because on the other side, you know that it's worth it to make that connection, right? It's one of the most basic human needs beyond food and shelter and clothing, is we need human connection. And not even necessarily, again, romantic connection, which is wonderful, but like a friend's betrayal, a boss's betrayal, all these things can still hurt our heart just as much as getting, you know, dumped by somebody that we love. And so whether he's adjusting something, or has grown enough to know that he's strong enough to love again, that now I don't need to carry this protection. I don't need to be fully armored up and be impenetrable and invulnerable. So the Knight is ready to be vulnerable again, but this time a little smarter, a little more wise, and able to recognize the patterns of what's hurt them before, so that they don't fall into that same trap.
I love that. That's exactly what I'm feeling with this card as well. And it's, you don't have to wear the armor. It's there. You can pick it up and put it on anytime you want, right? But you don't need to.
You wouldn't want to sleep in it.
No, exactly. And I feel this has to do with boundaries. Again, the boundaries are coming up here as well. And reinforcing them, knowing what they are, right? Because we have to teach people how to treat us. And if someone doesn't know, then, you know, I don't know. It's
hard for someone to fulfill expectations that haven't been communicated. It's nice when people read our minds, as we do.
Yeah.
but you can't, you're not as justified in getting upset about expectations that you didn't actually communicate to somebody. And so, that's the purpose of boundaries, is to let people know, like, once they've crossed them or once they're approaching them and they don't know, they're ignorant to it. Your communication is the power to cure ignorance, is to make that person aware not to do something or to approach you in a certain way or to respect your boundaries. And that's another one of those ways to embody your values, because your values are expressed through the boundaries that you both put up for yourself and that you recognize in others and respect.
And this is how you create that peace in your life as well, right? And what was I going to say here? I just missed what it just came through.
The armor, you're seeing it as boundary.
Yes, as the boundaries, yeah.
But it's sensible to set it, and and you were saying you have to communicate it.
Absolutely.
Right? You have to share the boundary, otherwise people don't always recognize it.
And what also I'm seeing here is they're feeling into their heart. They're feeling into that inward knowing. They're touching this coin because it's the material energy, the external, that isn't the truth for you. It's what's inside of you that's the truth, right? So this person is tuning into their intuition before, making any assumption or, going on the defense or, whatever layer or boundary you have on yourself to protect yourself, right? That's also something I was feeling there with that.
I like that. Making an informed decision.
Yes.
Especially for your emotions, which tend to be reactive. If we can arrive at an informed emotional decision, then it's that much more stable and solid, because it's rooted in reality rather than our fears or jumping to conclusions or not having all the facts and extrapolating the worst case scenario. That this is like, that management of your own emotions is how you reach that inner peace.
This is how you align, right? This is an alignment that is happening here.
Yeah.
The Lover's card, right? This is balance as well, right? So, and this, it's not something that is going to happen in an instant, right? That, tuning and feeling and making that decision or choice or whatever this is, it takes practice. It's a muscle that you have to build, right? And just like the knight, they have to prepare to go into war. You also have to prepare to not necessarily go into war, but...
You have to prepare to go into inner peace.
Yes, that's it. Oh, honey, I love how you did that. So yeah, this is exactly what is happening here. So, if you're ever feeling lost or uncertain in your life, come back to this reading. Watch all three spirit animals, because I feel sometimes we see horses in our lives, and I feel the horses are going to come through for you quite a bit in 2026. And, what is this called, this hand? It's a hieroglyphic, like the paint, like the handprint?
Yeah, it's like a handprint.
So it feels like something is being sealed this year for you. It's like, okay, and I feel your hands are important, right? This person has sealed it with their hands. You're going to be using your hands a lot this year to create, to build. And, I'm getting hands as signs coming up. So maybe there has been some sort of ache or pain that you've been feeling. Your hands have been speaking to you more through creativity or through something else. So, and feathers.
I'm also getting that this whole background looks like a maximized thumbprint.
Yeah,
like a thumbprint,
blueprint.
Right? Like on the end of your thumb.
Your fingerprint.
Right? Like a fingerprint. Except it also looks like a labyrinth. And I feel like if you're embodying the wild horse energy, you're actually getting a boost in trying to find your way out of your own emotional labyrinth. If you've been dealing with feeling trapped by your emotions or intrusive thoughts or just being bothered by your inner world, and some of you might be in therapy, some of you might be finding different outlets to try and deal with that, but what we all share is that connection of wanting to get out of that labyrinth and see it from the outside, not to feel trapped within it. And so the horse is there to help carry you. If you've been walking around lost for hours and years, the horse is there, even though it's a wild horse, it's there to support you and nurture you and help you see the the exit or the light at the end of the tunnel to get out of it and see things for how they really are. Because when we're trapped in the labyrinth, sometimes we're right up close to the walls and we can't see the forest for the trees. And that's when we jump to conclusions, right? That's when we armor up and we go into fight or flight and we got to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
But of all people, this wild horse is there to help you navigate through the labyrinth of your being.
And I love that you mentioned the fingerprints, because now that I'm looking at it through that perspective, I'm seeing like a lot of fingerprints, support, community, leadership. So you may be stepping into a year this year where you're a leader in this area of freeing people. Like there may be a gift that you have, something that you're going to teach or inspire others to do. This is the role that you're taking on, right? Helping others, break free from something that may be holding them in place, like being caught in that labyrinth, right? And like I'm getting a purpose and a calling with this wild horse today, right? It is something that, I don't know, maybe you're seeing someone online that is guiding you in some way, right? There's some sort of inspiration here, something that is motivating you. There's so much confidence here as well. So I feel that
partnership. That's one of the key words there, and this
is partnership, the Lover's card.
Yeah. And a wild horse is on its own. It's an independent creature. It has that freedom. It has that sensitivity. But if you can connect with that wild spirit and find that bond and find that partnership, it's super rare. It's just like it's rare to see someone ride a wild horse bareback. Almost never happens.
Yeah.
But if somebody has that skill and they have that ability to connect with that horse, it's one of the most amazing sights you'd ever seen. Probably one of the most amazing feelings to experience. And so seeking partnership, not just romantic partnership, but creative partnership and partnership. You could be building a business with somebody. You could be starting a new endeavor, a podcast, like whatever it is, that's going to be one of the elements that helps you navigate through this difficult, challenging time in your life to get to the other side, to get up to that plateau, to climb that mountain, and look for that friend who is that wild horse who is willing to be more tame with you.
I love that. And it is a free spirit, right? There's a free spirit floating around in your world, in your reality, and this free spirit is wanting to touch your heart.
And the sun.
Yeah,
Did you notice the sun also behind?
Oh,
just
yeah,
like the other
that's right.
two cards.
I just noticed that. Oh my goodness.
So, and our sun is called soul.
Yeah.
Because we all have souls, because we're all made up from the sun.
Yep. So know that lives within you. And what I wanted to do today is to read the interpretation for the horse.
Nice.
Okay, so we got the number 29 on this card, another light code that is coming in, connecting you to this reading today. So you might be seeing these numbers around. Sorry, honey.
No, it adds up to 11. I just thought that was funny.
That's right. It does. So look
So
at
many
that.
11s.
So I'm going to have you read the message of this
Absolutely.
card, and then I will share the...
Affirmation?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. The message of the wild horse. Merging the freedom of spirit with the groundedness of earth, horse calls you into.
See, this is why sometimes I have trouble reading
Grammatically, this book may be a little bit off.
Yeah.
The horse calls you into a woven expression of presence and power. Amidst the noise and pressures of the world around you, the message of horse is to trust the subtle feelings of your body in order to sense what is right and true. The key to knowing what to do next is found in combining your greater vision with quiet attention to the moment right here and here and here. Each step holds the potential for both simple connection and glorious miracles. Horse medicine helps you weave both together in the realization that in truth they are one and the same. Miracles come in unexpected ways. As a highly intuitive being, you must find the balance between open-hearted connection and centered strength. But don't let yourself be pulled in directions that don't feel right deep inside. And likewise, don't allow your ambition to create separation between you and those who are intimately woven into your journey. Horse's greatest gift comes in the balance. In the partnership of head and heart, we awaken our spirit in the action. Horse calls for spirited adventure, led by a spontaneous connection to the energy of the moment. Trust your horse sense. Embrace your sensitivity as an ally. Harness your clear, creative vision in action, and open yourself to the unfettered call of your spirit and allow it to inspire the greater flow of you.
And your affirmation through this card today, feel free to write this down, is, at one moment with the energy of my spirit, I'm awake, in tune, inspired, and free. So I'm going to read that to you one more time. At one with the energy of my spirit, I'm awake, in tune, inspired, and free. So that is beautiful. The wild horse, that energy is within you. They want you to embody it. So what we're going to do now is close and seal your reading off with an angel number. So you might already be seeing this angel number around. So we are getting for you 7979, shed the old. All right, so the message here is, it is time for you to start letting go of limiting beliefs because they get in the way. They're not meant to be in the way. You are emerging, sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
You're emerging as a new version of you. You're beginning anew. There's some light work ahead here as well. They want you to refocus and stay in focus and refocus as much as you need to, and know that you are ascending. You're on an elevation.
Absolutely.
Did I cut you off there with something you were about to say, honey? I'm so sorry.
I was just going to comment on limiting beliefs, and they're so powerful, yet they're so not real.
Yeah.
Almost every limiting belief we tell ourselves is a concoction of our insecurity. And in reality, they're the biggest hill that a lot of us have to climb.
Yeah.
Right? So shedding the old limiting beliefs and really believing in yourself, really believing you have the power to access the information you need, gain the knowledge you have, find understanding of what you want to do, and then take that action is going to be the result. That's going to feel like a huge amount of, consider your limiting beliefs to be like baggage that are on your shoulders, and you just don't want to carry it anymore. So
it's heavy. It can affect your physical body.
Absolutely.
And manifest as something that is painful, or, you know, there's so many things.
Increase irritability, all these things. But the choice comes to you about whether you consciously recognize that you carry limiting beliefs in the first place, and then again consciously choosing to be like, I choose to let go of these limiting beliefs. I recognize them, I'm separating them from myself, and I'm shedding them because they are part of the older version of me, and this year is my reinvention into the biggest, best, most wonderful, most capable me that I've ever seen. That's
awesome. I love it. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. If you resonated with this reading today, share with us in the comment section below. And if you're brand new, please consider subscribing. Until the next time.
See ya.
All right, so if you chose the Falcon, this is your reading today. So we're going to start with a surrender card. What is it that you can surrender or release and make room for new? So Paul's going to pull the first card. Now the Falcon is bringing in focus, action, purpose, and aspiration. So you may have seen a falcon recently somewhere in your life. Maybe that's why you picked this reading.
All right, we're getting surrender, unhealthy relationships. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treated by others. You deserve to be treasured by others and treated, and to be surrounded by positive people. I'm going to read that one more time.
Sure.
Surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of those relationships that no longer serve you, including unavailable and toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by other people and to be surrounded by positive people.
I love that because, gosh, it has taken me a lot to get rid of. And it's not that you're getting rid of them. I mean, you kind of are in a way, but you're putting up some boundaries around those unhealthy, toxic people that drain your energy. And Spirit is bringing this into your awareness because they want you to see the energies you're surrounded with and what has been draining you or interfering or getting in the way of what you've been trying to experience.
Yep.
Right? And relationships, I feel, are the biggest ones because we want to connect with people. We're here to love and connect. Right? So yeah, surrender unhealthy relationships. So what I'm going to do now is pull a healing message for you. What is it that your soul needs to hear around healing? And this also comes with another spirit animal for you. So we are getting for you, remember to rest. I feel someone out there is giving a lot of themselves and forgetting about themselves. Right? So we've got the number 37 on this card, and 17 is also coming through. This is a light code that is connecting you to this reading today. So the message for you is you don't need to spend every minute of your life in action. Give your body the rest and care it needs. And we've got a cute little fox here. This might be showing up in your life in some way, but it's a confirmation today. So once again, you don't need to spend every minute of your life in action. Give your body the rest and care it needs. I also have an affirmation for you here as well, so feel free to write this down and use it, but also seal it in the comment section below. So it is safe for me to take a break. It is safe for me to take a break. All right, so
that definitely ties into the surrendering the unhealthy relationships, because you might feel a connection with somebody, not even a romantic connection, but a friend who sucks up all your time, who is like trauma dumps on you but never has time to listen to you, and you feel obligated to serve them for some reason. And what the cards are saying is you got to remember to rest. Don't, it's one thing to separate yourself from those unhealthy relationships, but you also got to take that time to recuperate your energy, so that you're not always giving it away to energy vampires.
And I always found that in my own life's experience, when I'm around this energy and there's a lot of take, it affects me mentally.
Yep.
So that rest at night doesn't come easy, right? Because we're in our thoughts and our mind, and it affects our health. And your body is communicating to you. So if you feel that you are exhausted and tired, please take care of yourself.
Take a you day.
Yes.
Right? Tell your friends, tell your family, listen, I just need a day to myself. And that's a personal day. And
there should be no guilt or shame around that, right? Because I feel sometimes people make us feel guilty or shameful for taking you time, like me time, right?
Because we celebrate productivity so much, and people do feel guilty. So let that go. Just recoup. You need it. You deserve it.
Exactly. So we have the Two of Wands first. So what I'm seeing here is a new direction. I feel that you're making a choice or decision around this. This is something that you have been waiting for, and everything is coming into alignment. Everything is starting to balance out. And I feel in the background what's happening is divine order is at play. So there may be change happening in your life or something that is out of your control. But whatever it is happening for a purpose and a reason. So what Spirit wants you to do is have faith and trust that everything is happening for the highest good, and your soul is evolving through this process. And they want you to listen to your heart, your own intuition, and do what it is that you desire. Right? This is that choice. It's not about other people. You're making this decision on your own. Right? Next, we are getting the 10 of Wands. So this is a heavy energy. This is, someone that is carrying all of this weight on their back. Now, if you take a look at the person here, they're determined. They are focused. And they're able to take it. But are they really meant to? Because I feel that your body needs rest here. So this is a period for you to pause and reflect, to regroup, recalibrate, and then move again, right? There's a cycle that is closing in your life here. This is an ending period of something. So that is the 10 of Wands. And the Ace of Pentacles. There is that new beginning. There is that pause and rest and opportunity, blessing, miracle that shows up, right? So this is something that you have been desiring, you have been calling in for, praying, manifesting, and you have this opportunity to actually step into this and actually experience it as you're moving through 2026. All right, so that's the Ace of Pentacles for you. Now, I want you to use your own intuition with my reading today. So whenever you see the cards popping up on screen, I want you to try and interpret them using your own intuition. This is going to strengthen your intuition, and you will also receive your own messages. And that is our favorite part, everyone, is when you share with us how these cards connect with you, how they show up in your life, and how you resonate with this reading. So share with us in the comment section below. I just wanted to mention the numbers first, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So we've got the number 2, we've got the number 10, and the number 1. So again, these are light codes, number frequencies, along with the number 37 that are connecting you to this message, to this reading, and the energy of 2026. And you being here in this specific reading today is not random. It is not by chance. It is a synchronicity, one of many you are about to experience. So,
before we begin.
Yes, and before we begin, we all live a different perspective. So these cards are going to show up differently for each and every one of us. And this is also a general reading for you today. So those of you that are watching, if my reading isn't resonating for you, please leave it behind, but also pass this reading along to someone that might need to hear its message. But also take a look at some of the other animal readings that are on this, a part of this reading today.
Yes, absolutely.
So, what are you feeling through these cards, honey?
I think, well, the one that's standing out to me is the Ten of Wands, just because, like you said, they've been carrying a load, whether you want to call it physical baggage or emotional baggage or spiritual baggage, and that might be a result of being connected in some unhealthy relationships, and you've probably built up the strength or the ability to carry that burden with you, but it doesn't mean it's not exhausting. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you're like enjoying doing it. And so in this regard, it's like kind of time to put the load down, to take a rest, to take stock of your connections and your relationships, to know which ones are actually worth your time, that value you as much as you value them. And that's where you're going to arrive at this place where, with the Two of Wands, essentially, where you're like, okay, well, I need to take action. And are you choosing between wands, right? Are you choosing amongst friends who you want to prioritize your energy with? Is one friend more supportive and one more draining, right? You're at this sort of nexus point where you have to, how the choice you make and who to connect with is going to determine who you want to be going forward, right? Do you want to be somebody's pillow or punching bag or, valet, or do you want to have a more egalitarian, like equal connection with somebody where you're getting back as much as you're giving out, right? And then the Ace of Pentacles, at least to me, is that new connection, is that choice to connect with this other person who is more supportive, and then you're seeing the wealth within that relationship, right? You're seeing the depth of the person, maybe connecting on a new level, on a deeper level, and something fruitful will come from that, right? And you're getting away from those unhealthy relationships towards more healthy relationships, which makes you more healthy.
Exactly. And, 2026 is coming in with an opportunity for you so the Ace of Pentacles, I'm feeling, is an opportunity where you get to unlock this experience for you, not only just in the connections that you have, but where you are focusing, where you want to distribute your energy, right? This is you directing yourself. What direction, right? So I'm definitely feeling a new direction, right? Again, through a choice that you're making between some of the connections, you are your top priority. I feel this is what Spirit is really bringing into your awareness is you. The value comes through you. And I'm seeing it's time for you to invest in yourself and your dreams and your desires and not someone else's. right? So that heaviness. This is a period where I feel 2025 for some of you have been experiences with people and, some of the, power dynamics in relationships and the way that you have been treated and the boundaries that you've been placing, right? I always find in my own experience, boundaries, reinforcing them. Yep. It's hard. I don't like who I have to become to enforce them, right? And it's not that we're that person all the time, and you want to make sure that you're centered in love, right? We've got this person, shaping a heart here, so I feel love is at the core. I feel you have a really giving heart. This is why sometimes you find yourself caring a lot for others, because you have this tendency from when you were probably young. It's something that, I guess parent related, yeah. Right? It's something that you've just learned to carry or have had to carry. And this is a experience in your life now where you're stepping into a year where it's not going to be like that anymore. This awareness that's coming in where you're feeling like, this is not, I'm done with this now. I'm reaching this pinnacle point in this experience now, and I'm ready to now change direction. So this is what I'm feeling here with these cards.
I also think that there's a theme where you've been almost living your life for someone else. Mm-hmm. And it hasn't, because you're constantly giving your energy away to someone else. Not only are you not taking time to rest and recuperate, but you're not feeling what your actual soul's purpose is. You're not living your soul's purpose necessarily, and you feel called to it, but you can't, because your energy is in demand, you can't quite build the focus to be able to go after that thing or shift away. So that essentially you're like somebody who wants to find clarity, wants to find the focus, but keeps getting distracted by the demands of others. Mm-hmm. And so by putting in the boundaries this year, you're going to be taking full control of where you put your energy, cutting off the energy vampires, so then you can come back into your fully available mind and spirit, and now finally focus on what you aspire to be. Where do you actually want to go in your life? And while you're still serving someone else, you don't even have the time and energy to focus on that. And maybe it's been slowly eating away at you, but now is the time where you're going to make that, you're going to put in that boundary, have that hard cutoff, and arrive at that place where you're like, okay, I know what I want to do, and I'm going to stay focused because you're tired. And so in that rest that you take, in that period between when you cut off the people you need to rediscover yourself, that's where you're going to find that clarity of purpose. That's where you're going to see the path to fulfill your aspirations.
Yeah. And even in this Two of Wands, this person obviously clearly making a choice here, and it's not clear, it's foggy. Yeah. And sometimes that's how it is, where you're like, you know what, I don't see the path ahead, but I feel this is what I need to do. But I'm afraid because if I do this thing, I'm going to lose this person, even though it's an unhealthy relationship. But I also am going to, the familiar, it's like this familiar energy, this like comfort there that we have, even though it's uncomfortable. It's almost like this familiar comfortableness, if that's even a word.
Yeah, no, you adapt.
You adapt to it, and you're stepping away from that, and that you don't, maybe there is no clarity there right now, and that's okay, right? Everything is going to fall into place. That clarity is going to come in, which is coming through this Ace of Pentacles, right? So you have to allow yourself to take that weight off and step out into an experience that is a little bit uncomfortable. That's where you grow and change the most. And this is where I feel some of you are, even though things aren't clear, you are gaining the clarity of what you need to do, even if you can't see the bigger picture around it yet, right? This is with the Two of Wands, because they've made that choice. They're holding the wand. And to me, this feels like lava or fire.
Yeah,
right?
You're
this is
standing on the edge of a volcano, and it's like, are those wands the walking sticks, or are they levers that can increase or decrease the intensity of the magma? There's so many wonderful ways to interpret it, but I really think it's ultimately, it's the choice of whether I'm going to continue down the old path, the same old path I've been doing, which isn't getting me to where I want, or whether I'm going to take that action to forge a new path, even if I can't see through the fog, to know that if I take it a step at a time and make sure I have secure footing with each step, that I will get to my destination.
Yeah, so this is a redirection. And balance is also coming through, right? And I'm getting something that there might be too much of something or too little of it. So they want you to take a look at your life to see where things might feel off balance and work on those areas of your life as you're stepping in and navigating 2026, right? And because we have the number 2 here in this card, I feel you're going to see twos of things, like doubles, or something to do with like double vision. That's coming up.
Or twins.
Or twins. Oh my goodness. Yep. And you know, the heaviness, we just talked about this. I just want to talk about his hair and the determination, right? Someone that has been kind of doing this all their lives, right? Carrying for so long. You're reaching this point now where I feel your physical body is starting to communicate to you to tell you that, hey, you know what? It's time to slow down. So I feel you're receiving signs or pre-warnings of something before things have to change, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like your health and illness that shows up, and it's like a sign that, okay, you know what? Maybe it's my diet that I have to change. Maybe I'm eating too much sugar, too much salt, or whatever it is. Or maybe I'm not getting enough vitamins or minerals, right? And it's time to regroup, time to stop for a second and reassess, and then make the necessary adjustments in order to lighten that load, in order to refocus and redirect yourself.
Sounds
right?
like a wake-up call.
It really is
Yeah.
a wake-up call, right? So yeah, this is what's coming through, and I'm getting a full circle energy as well.
He's actually got his hands on both swords.
Yeah. It's just like the wands. It's
Yeah.
like they're, you
To
know.
be using them to pull yourself up the mountain, kind of like ski poles,
Yeah.
because you've been carrying the same load for so long, but now you're noticing it's starting to feel a little heavier, and that's what's making you go, you know, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
You're starting to see the limits to your energy, and again, it's like, it is good to be of service to others, but you don't want to live your whole life just for someone else. You don't want to be giving all your energy away to one person, especially if they're not reciprocating. And so, you know, sometimes if you're going to put down that baggage, you want to put it down of your own choice, not because you collapse under its own weight. And so that's kind of where you're getting to, is like, do you want rest to be something that's you're compelled to do, or something that's mandatory because you just don't have the strength in your legs anymore? And I think people want to be able to do it on their own time. It's just about recognizing not just the boundaries you need to set with others, but the boundaries for yourself, right?
Yeah, that's a big one.
How much not self-abuse, but like how much of yourself are you willing to give away until you're like, where did my self go?
Yeah.
Right? So it's time for you to reclaim yourself.
And I feel, you know, this journey in life here on this earth now, as you're here, for many of us out there, that's been a thing, an experience that we're constantly coming to again and again through each cycle of our life. You know, anytime I've changed my life, or my life has changed, I've come to this point where I'm having to pause, reflect, and make a choice, right? And sometimes what happens is the relationships around us make it difficult for us to commit to that choice, right? And the heaviness may be the heaviness on your mind and your thoughts of, what are people going to think? But this person is saying this is the wrong thing for me. So the weight of that mental and emotional baggage can sometimes derail us. And I feel for some of you, you are ready to let this go and leave it in the past, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's what I'm getting here with this as well. And I'm also seeing somebody that time management, like figuring out how much energy they actually have and where they need to allot it, where it matters. Coming to a place where they completely understand, they have that clarity, right? So
yeah. Well, your energy is your time and your attention, right? Who are you giving your time away to, and where's your attention going? And is enough of it being directed to your own self and your own self development? And then the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like that is that opportunity coming along, right? Whether it's something bubbling up to the surface from your own choice, from what you're carrying, or whether it's someone externally presenting this opportunity, and whether that opportunity comes with conditions, or it's just something that is your get out of jail free card, get out of the life you're living right now kind of more easily. It's going to be up to you to recognize. And I like that it's amongst a bunch of trees, because you really need to see the forest from the trees.
Yeah.
And recognize that when an opportunity comes along, you can watch it the whole time and watch it pass you by, or like this coin, you can grab out and grasp it and take advantage of it.
Yeah, and as I'm looking at this card, I'm seeing that they're feeling it out first to see if it's something that they can claim and plant as a seed, right? So I feel what's happening is this is a seed of opportunity.
Love it.
This is the beginning. This is where it all starts. And it starts without this, right? Without the heaviness. And sometimes what happens is it's an unfamiliar experience. And we can self-sabotage ourselves here, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, oh, I don't know if I'm worthy or deserving of this, or
capable,
or all these like fears and thoughts and things, again, that heavy mind, right? So how would you get over something like that? Like,
yeah, how do you navigate uncertainty?
Yeah.
Right? I think the best way is to build a map of the terrain, right? Try and figure out where you are. And then the other thing you need is like a compass to point you in the right direction, right? And that could be your moral compass, it could be your values, it could be your desires. But if you know where you are and you know what direction you're headed, then you're not completely lost.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That does, yeah.
Right? And I like that this coin has a little hole in it. It makes me think of the doubloons in the Goonies.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like the skull doubloon, where if you're in the right spot and you hold it up, you see all the rocks fill the holes and it all lines up and you know you're in the right place.
Oh my goodness.
So this coin could almost be acting like a compass in some way, or like a timekeeper.
Focus.
Yeah, that's funny.
Right?
Oh yeah, the falcon.
Yeah, so it's like clear vision. Yeah. Like you have the bigger picture, but you also have that laser focus through, which is different than what you're saying.
No, that it's complementary.
Yeah.
By far. Because you might not see things properly until, like, say you put this coin up to your eye and it frames something where you're able to see, because your eye was seeing everything all at once. Instead, this narrows your focus to what's important, right? And that's the whole idea of not seeing the forest for the trees.
Yeah.
It's like, all I see is a forest, but there's actually just a forest is made up of a bunch of individual trees. And so maybe you, instead of focusing on something where it seems too big or too insurmountable, you just got to narrow down that focus to one thing, one goal, one achievable step.
Yeah, because otherwise all of it at once can weigh you down.
Yeah.
Right? And that's mental weight that I'm getting through this, right?
You don't
because
need to carry the weight of the world because it's overwhelming. Yeah.
And it's interesting because I'm getting perspective, your mindset, as, I don't know, a focal point, right? So shifting the mindset, because maybe you have been walking a long distance, making choices that are aligned to this old identity or old way of being. And sometimes, we can find ourselves in a place where we don't know what that new identity, new being, what kind of choices we're supposed to make there. But what I'm getting is different than the ones that you were making previously, right? That's it. I'm also seeing like creativity, and I'm seeing like a camera, right? So filmmaking or photography
like
through this
you're looking
coin.
Through the viewfinder of a camera.
Yes. Wow. And so I'm getting that perspective, that like vision dream. There's an opportunity for you to actually create it and step into this role, this version of yourself to actually do that. And I feel that focus is a superpower that you have, because for these trees, what I'm seeing is this person has planted these trees. See how the hands are so rough?
Yeah.
This
they've
person...
They've been working hard.
They've been working hard. And I feel this is their forest.
Yeah.
And they're ready to plant a new tree. And this new tree, it's a new seed. So understanding what that seed is it an apple tree? Is it, what kind of tree is it?
Plant with intention.
Plant with intention. And what kind of soil do you need here? How much light, how much water, right? To understand all of that, to plan, to organize. Because I feel you are somebody, when something comes to mind, you're able to achieve it if you really put your heart to it, your mind and your heart to it. Right?
But maybe you've just been so scattered and so all over the place, especially if you're giving your energy away to others more than you want to, that you've never had the time to just settle down, look through the coin and actually focus on a specific thing to get that clarity, to fulfill that aspiration. And so now if you're taking this year to reclaim your energy, and clearly you've been somebody who's good at putting out their energy, it's just been in service of others, then since you no longer need to carry their weight, you're actually going to excel because you've conditioned yourself to be able to carry heavy weight. Yeah. So it means the challenges and the difficulties and the struggles that come along from whatever new thing you want to focus on, you're just going to let them run off your back like water off a duck.
Yeah.
Right? All the trials and tribulations you've gone through have strengthened you and toughened you up, so that whatever is upcoming is going to seem like a walk in the park compared to what you've had to deal with in the past.
Mm-hmm. And what I'm seeing here is, I was just thinking of, the being paralyzed in your thoughts, not to move ahead. It just floated away that...
No, well, unhealthy relationships feed that paralysis because you're outsourcing your self-esteem, right? Provisional self-esteem is not thinking good about yourself unless someone else approves, right? And that's an unhealthy thing, because your actual self-esteem should come from within knowing that you're a capable, skillful, competent person. But if someone else has conditioned you to think that you only feel good about yourself if I say so, that is the height of an unhealthy relationship, right? So
it is,
that's part of reclaiming yourself, is to go, I'm not going to care what this person thinks about me anymore, because the only opinion of myself that should matter is my own.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the reconnection that you have to go through. And it's just hard to get there if you're still carrying all that weight, right?
That's right.
So you got to get it off your back.
Got to let it go.
And then spend some quality time with yourself to, I don't know, fall in love with yourself again, right?
Yeah.
Find the reason why someone else might see this spark in you, and you want to reawaken that spark, or you want to nurture that spark, because this year your energy is no longer to be wasted on the whims of someone else. It's going to be for your own fulfillment and your own betterment.
That's right. And there's something else I was picking up here that came back full circle now, is waiting. There's somebody here. So this is a big message to let go of something that you have been holding on to that has to do with someone owing you something. Right? I feel someone's waiting to do something or make a choice, but they can't because they feel paralyzed of the weight of waiting for someone to owe them, whether it's money, a favor, like whatever this is. They want you to let that go.
To move forward without,
you
no longer have to wait.
Yeah, you don't have, exactly.
Yeah.
Stop waiting for it and let's move forward and on from whatever that is.
Beautiful.
Right?
This is really fun.
You like it?
Yeah, I'm really, really glad that you had me sitting with this.
Yeah, I'm so happy that Paul's here today. So I love his interpretations, his mind. He's able to explain things in a way that I can't, and it's a complimentary experience.
I love it because you get me out of my thinking head and more into feeling with my heart.
Yeah.
And it feels like I'm like nurturing that muscle, which I don't always get to do.
Yeah.
So thank you so
You're
much for that.
welcome. So we got the Falcon here for you, and with the Falcon comes the number 21. We're going to get Paul to read the message from this spirit animal for you. So another light code that is coming in. So focus, action, purpose, aspiration.
Focus, purpose, aspiration, and what?
And
Action.
action.
Okay. Well, the message of the Falcon is
You're
that
right.
Falcon comes into your world with gifts of immediacy, dynamic flight, and focused action, fully committed to the task at hand. With great speed and clarity, Falcon calls for you to pierce the thin veil of doubt and uncertainty that may have previously stopped you from taking bold action in the direction of your dreams. The message here is not to rush forward aimlessly, but to take time to focus clearly on the path ahead and then to take fully empowered action in the direction of our visions and our passion. It is time to do what is necessary to bring your desires and goals to fruition. The more clarity you bring to your commitment, the more complete your yes is in the moment. And the more you will find that obstacles evaporate in your wake and the path opens wide to greet you. There's nothing to fear. You bring with you the energy of the sun itself. So let the dawn of the new day fill your being and clear your vision of what actions are needed in this moment. Be not limited by what may or may not have happened yesterday. Breathe deep and know that your wings are alight with divine inspiration and your greatest strength comes in motion. Take time to calculate and strategize, but don't get stuck in hyper-analysis. Now is the time for action. So as you move in the direction of your calling, subtle shifts in direction and focus will be easily made. The Falcon calls for change of pace, shift in focus, awakening new roles and possibilities. Open your eyes to see what new opportunities, interests, and passions may be hovering near you, waiting to be explored. Give thanks and seize them with your full strength and power. Embrace that change, for Falcon calls for you to know the difference between tunnel vision and one-pointed focus.
Awesome. And we've got another affirmation for you from this spirit animal, so feel free to write this down. I move with grace of wind and the power of light. I am clarity. I am focus. I am divine purpose in action. I feel the Falcon is tied to this card, the Ten of Swords here. So once again, I move with the grace of wind and the power of light. I am clarity. I am focus. I am divine purpose in action. So, you know what? I feel like this card is someone that has taken the time to rest for a moment.
Yep.
And they've recharged and they're filled with purpose. They're like, I know what I need to do. I'm going to gather everything that I need to trek on this journey now.
Exactly.
It might look heavy, but they're prepared. It's like preparation.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
I almost feel like a Falcon could land on the back of those logs and just like be his
Right?
buddy to be like, hey, there's a mountain pass coming. Falcon, go check it out and come back and let me know
yeah.
what's up ahead.
The other side, which is the intuition.
Yes.
Right? The inner knowing, that
right.
trusting themselves.
Wow. This has been a fantastic reading.
Yeah. So let's go ahead, close and seal your reading off with an angel number now. So we are getting for you 1717, many blessings. Your life is going to be full of many blessings here, my friends. So the message here is it's time for you to start expressing your gratitude. So having some sort of a gratitude practice in your daily life as you're in 2026. Helping loved ones. You're going to find yourself helping loved ones, but be careful of these unhealthy relationships. Teaching and healing and following your heart. So look at that. So this is your message. This is your reading. We hope it resonated for you. If it did, please comment below, hit that like button. And if you're brand new to this channel and you're enjoying this content, please consider subscribing. Other than that, we wanted to wish you all a beautiful day and thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
All right, so if you chose the salmon, this is your message today. So we're going to get Paul to start with the surrender message. We're going to pull a surrender card first. What is it that you can surrender or release in your life that is going to create some room for new? So look at that. You got a card jumping out.
Card jumped out. You really want it to be seen. And that card is surrender to play. It's playtime. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. And that's one of the things that we try and balance
in our lives.
Is our huge workloads with a little sliver of playtime.
A little bit of playtime.
So take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation, recreation, and rejuvenation. It's important. You need to rejuvenate your soul, and if you work too hard, you start to feel empty.
You do, yeah.
So you need that playtime to balance it out.
What do you do for play?
I like music.
I love music.
My brother Tom and I have a gaming channel, and we do some VR stuff.
Yeah.
And we enjoy outdoor activities. Like
we love to go quadding on our side-by-sides.
Quadding, and I'd love just creative endeavors or things that stimulate my mind. Movies and music.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a tradition, but yeah, I love art in all its forms, and I like reading. Anyways, it's a huge list of things that I could do if I had any time to play, but don't usually have that much time. So I know how important it is to take that time.
Right? This is tapping into your inner child. Right? So I'm going to pull a healing message for you today and see what it is your soul needs to hear around healing. This also comes with a spirit animal card along with the salmon. So we're getting be loyal to your essence, and we're getting a cute little dog here. So that's a sign coming in. You might have been seeing one recently. So be loyal to your essence. We have the number 23 on this card. This is a light code, a number frequency that is connecting you to this message today. So be true to yourself. Only you know what's right for you. Don't compromise. So once again, be true to yourself. Only you know what's right for you. Don't compromise. And I've got an affirmation here as well, so feel free to write this down and use it and seal it in the comment section below. I am loyal to myself and my truth. I am loyal to myself and my truth. So that is the dog for you. We actually have a neighbor's dog who has two of these dogs.
Yeah, looks just like that.
It's an Australian Shepherd that's coming in. What are their names again?
Dubby.
Dubby.
And what is the other one?
I forget the other one's name.
It's got the huge thick coat that's like loves being outdoors in the snow.
Yeah.
It's super cute. But both of those dogs want to herd you into a pen and will bite your bottom in order to get you there. So you never let them walk behind you without acknowledging them.
Yeah. I mean, if they're farm dogs, right?
Yeah, they're just doing their job.
So Dubby is coming in as a sign, a name of sorts here.
Or Oscar.
Or Oscar, that's the other name.
Oscar.
That's right, Oscar. So look at that, names coming through for you today. So your first tarot card is the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. All right, so there is a season that is turning in your life right now, and this is a change. You're going to feel a change in your life. Spirit is encouraging you to create a healthy relationship with change. You know, sometimes we fight it. Sometimes we try to control it or resist it in whatever way we're trying to, but they want you to surrender to the experience. Surrender to play in the experience of change. Now, this is a major arcana card. This energy is going to be prominent in your life. However, it does tend to be in the background. So some of you are going to feel this energy intensely, while others you're going to feel this subtly. All right. And we have the Ace of Swords. There's an energy that you are meant to claim. And I feel this is the year 2026 that you are meant to claim. Okay, so this is an idea, a thought, inspiration, a dream, a vision. This is coming true for you this year. It's coming to you because you are someone who is very capable of making it happen. Okay, so that's the Ace of Swords. This is something new. Oh my goodness, we just had a card that flipped over here. So we're going to just keep this here.
Yep.
We have the King of Pentacles.
Wow.
This is a very powerful energy. It resides within you. It is something that is being activated, something that Spirit wants you to embody and apply in your world, right? You are the authority of your life. They want you to step into your world as the leader of your life as well, like get in the driver's seat, right? And rule your reality. So that is the King of Pentacles. Now, I want you to use your own intuition with our reading today. So whenever you see our cards popping up on screen, I want you to try and interpret them using your own intuition. This is going to strengthen your intuition, and you will also receive your own messages. And that's our favorite part, is when you share with us how these cards connect with you, how they show up in your life, and how you resonate with this reading. So share with us in the comment section below. Now, the other card that popped up is the Six of Pentacles. This is that energy exchange. It is the energy exchange of love, because the number 6 is the frequency and vibration of love. So it's that connection, the way that we interact with each other, the way we share our energy and receive it. Okay, so there's going to be a spotlight around this. So know that this is in the background. Okay, so before we begin, I just wanted to mention that this is a general reading for you today. So if it doesn't resonate, please leave it behind and pass it along to someone that might need to hear its message.
Yeah, because we all live a different life experience. So
yep,
these cards are going to resonate with you in different ways.
That's right. So what are we seeing here, honey? Paul's going to be co-interpreting these cards.
Which you've helped me kind of awaken my intuition to to feel these messages. So I'm a work in progress, but doing my best.
You're doing great.
I mean, yeah, the King of Pentacles with his sword, he's sitting there. Is he accepting payment? Is he offering payment? I kind of feel that's tied in with the Ace of Swords, where it's like there's a project that you're just getting ready to begin, and maybe you've been waiting to have the resources to be able to pull that project off, but now you are ready. You're like, even if I don't have the resources, I'm going to start, and I will find the resources as they come along, as I hit each goalpost that I'm trying to get to. And so now is that time. You've been waiting and going, when's the right time? The right time is when you start. Just start that thing and know that you have some guidance, and that if you are able to make that transformation from being in analysis paralysis, I need the right time and the right resources, everything, and you just go with it, you're going to see the wheel of fortune start to turn in your favor, because action garners reaction, and that's how the universe works. Once you take that action, put yourself out there, then you're going to see that energy flow and come back to you through that wheel of fortune.
That's beautiful. That's the clarity, right? You know, choosing to take that action, to make that intentional decision action, right? So you're here to claim that. This is where you're really going to see how your life is turning. And I wanted to just mention that this turning of the wheel is not something that is instant. We can have changes that happen suddenly in our lives, and all of a sudden in a split second where we were from here to there. This is what's happening, but for some of you, this is going to be a gradual change. And the Wheel of Fortune is tied to the planet Jupiter, right? So this is expansion. This is abundance. You are unlocking this. This is what 2026 is all about for you. You have chosen the salmon. So faith, determination, independence, and change.
Right, which ties in.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I just read that and I realized. Yeah, I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's all these cards, right? So they want you to have faith that everything is going to be all right. Everything's going to work in your favor, and that determination, right? That's coming through the Ace of Swords and the King of Pentacles here, and the change. Now, when we go through change, sometimes for me, it feels like a period to adapt and adjust to what's happening, right? Without just thinking it's all going wrong or being afraid of it and then trying to resist and control it or try to do something with it, but rather just flowing with it.
Yeah, because it can be quite uncomfortable, and our response to discomfort is to try and control the circumstance, control the environment. And a lot of times there's very little that we actually have direct control over. So you have to find a way to make peace with that discomfort and just know that it's temporary, and that level of determination and faith that it will eventually the discomfort will end as you adjust through the change, like growing pains.
Yeah, growing pains.
But that your determination is what's going to keep you from quitting, from giving up when times get tough. You're going to see it through because you know you've got your eye on the prize. You can see the goal and it's crystallized in your mind. And therefore, you know that it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you're talking, I'm hearing the sound of a lock clicking, like someone's like putting their ear to it and they're unlocking. So the challenges, the tough times, you being determined and persevering through these experiences, like a lock that is being turned around, and the clicking sound is that, step up, step up, step up. So there's there's a incremental ascension that is happening here for you. So what I'm seeing here is this elevation and energy, like this sword is being pulled out from some sort of a peak on a mountain.
Or it's like a key that's being inserted into the top of a mountain and you're getting ready to turn it. And like you said, each tumbler, as you clicks into place, aha, and then you turn it a little bit more and you realize, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And then you turn it a little bit more and you're like, I knew it.
Yeah.
And you've unlocked that thing that was blocking whatever it is you're trying to get to that next step. Suddenly you have a way around that obstacle. And
that obstacle is the mountain that you're putting the key in, because every time you're unlocking it, it is opening the path.
Yeah.
Right? That's the clarity. That's in your mind. That's the preparation and all that goes into that thought process, that exploration, right? This is the inspiration, the creativity that starts to flow, right? This is your connection to spirit as well through this Ace of Swords.
Yeah.
Right? So you are so supported this coming year, and the wheel is turning in your favor. I want you to know that. And we have a bridge. It is reflecting. So what's happening is there is a path here and the waters are still. And it's a moment of reflection for some of you to see how far you've come and areas in your life that you have built bridges for yourself and have walked over or through some of those challenges and struggles, especially this past 2025, right? So, and I love this image because to me it feels so peaceful and serene. It's like...
Well, and the moon is in the center.
Oh, I didn't even see that. There's a moon in the background. Yeah. So that's your intuition. That's your,
deep soul connection.
Yeah.
And I think that's a multi-layered image. But what I'm feeling from it is that, as you've built these bridges to connect with others, and as you walk over it and you can see the reflection, and in still water, reflection's almost perfect, but it's a little bit off. So what you're really seeing is the reflection of your past self, the one who was you before you're making this change. And, you can jump back into the water and save that person, or you accept, I've grown out of who that person was. All the struggle and challenge that I had to go through to become the me that I am now, it had to be worth it, because if you're at peace with who you are and what you're capable of now, well, it took all the pain and trauma and hurt and all the things you've experienced to forge you to become that King of Pentacles who's now walking over the bridge and reflecting upon your life.
Yes.
Right? Seeing all that you've accomplished to achieve who you've become. And so is the moon setting? Is the moon rising? It's just saying, recognize your soul. Recognize that quality in your soul, which is perseverance. You're one of those people who, when the going gets tough, you might feel like giving up, but you see it all the way through because you know it's important, because you have that faith and determination to get to the end. And so pain might be scary, but it doesn't scare you anymore.
That's the power you hold within yourself. And, as you're walking over this bridge, reflecting, it's an energy that you're here to claim. It's like, you know what? I've gone through all of this. I'm ready to take this on. I'm ready to move forward and create whatever this is, this experience, right? This project, this relationship, your health, whatever this is for you, right? So, and we've got birds in the background as well. So the signs are all around you. And I feel for you, birds are coming in along with the salmon and the dog, right? Spirit is definitely communicating with you. And these little sprinkles and bits and pieces, you know, you see the birds in the sky. I don't know if any of you go out and actually look up at the sky to see the birds. How often would you say you look at the birds?
Like every day I go outside, I'm always looking up to see the
Yeah.
V of geese
Yeah.
flying overhead, and you've got one reluctant leader and everyone else is like, I hope they're going in the right direction, and they're just following with faith, but they're all determined to get to where they need to get to, which is
Yeah.
a warmer climate.
And, you know, just having that awareness, some of us aren't, you know, we're now living in the mountains, so we are in a beautiful place right now where we can connect to nature. But those of you that are in a city, in that busy experience, right? I remember when we were in a city, I didn't very often look up at the sky, but made a point to, because I love looking at the stars. And at night, I really enjoyed looking up at the sky. But a lot of times we're just go, 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 and we're not connected. But know that Spirit is bringing you signs right now of this change to prepare you, right? To let you know that there's something shifting here. You're stepping into a new identity. And the awareness is where really things are going to tremendously unlock for you. So 2026 is a year where you're really going to see things clearing for you. It's, you know, the support that you feel through Spirit and everything around you that is clearing that path, allowing you to see things through a higher perspective, right? Because when you're seeing through a higher perspective, you see more things, you see more opportunities, right? Where you didn't before. So this is a clearing of the fog in your mind. And I feel this is going to be really important for you, is to implement some sort of a daily practice that has to do with your mind and the clearing of it. Any kind of stress, worry, anxiety that you are carrying that is, you know, affecting your nervous system. Right? Some sort of a practice.
Yeah, something like a play practice. Maybe you have a dog that you'd like to play with and teach it some new tricks, or just connect with it, right? Spend some time just like looking into each other's eyes and being like, all right, I feel like I know you.
And my brother-in-law, Tom, your brother, Tom, has been creative with our little puppy, Kenji.
Oh, yeah.
And creating a lot of videos for her just to, you know, it's something he's into. That's that dog, that play, right?
He's passionate, for sure.
So, yeah, this is what I'm getting an energy. Again, you can see that this hand is there holding this sword, claiming this energy, right? So I believe that anytime we are in a place of inspiration, creativity, we get like this idea.
Yeah.
It comes to us because we are the ones that are capable of creating it. That's why it came to us. That's what I believe, right? And I feel it's up to you to make the choice to do that. And I know it takes a lot of different kinds of things to make it happen. Like, you know, I don't know if you're writing a book or making a movie. No,
there's so many considerations.
Yeah.
Any project that you dream of, any idea, it's the easiest thing is the first spark of the idea and going, oh my gosh, and it's crystallizing. You're thinking of the results of the idea. And then when you actually set about to go, okay, how would I actually do this? That's when the real work begins, in terms of like mapping out point by point. Okay, what does this actually entail? Who else has done this? Has nobody done this? Do I have to be the first one to draw the map, or is there a map I can follow of someone who's done this before? And that's the reason this is the hardest point, is because that's when we tend to talk ourselves out of it.
Yeah.
That's when we tend to be not determined and be like, you know what? I didn't realize there'd be so much work. Oh, this is too much. It's not that I can't handle it. I don't want to handle this right now.
Yeah.
And therefore, the idea doesn't get off the ground, or the project doesn't start. And so with this Ace of Swords, it's like you're already in the mountain. You've already done the climbing. The climbing is the inner preparation to get to the place where you're like, I want to do this, right? So many people are walking around going, I don't even know what I want to do.
Yeah.
So when you get to a place where you're like, okay, I know what I want to do. I want to write this book. I want to make this movie. I want to create this project, paint this painting, start this channel. Whatever it is, you just have to start. And you have to be at peace with not being good at it at the beginning,
Yeah.
with being terrible at something at the beginning, because that's the part where you're the most vulnerable. You have the highest motivation, but the least, let's say, skill.
Yeah.
Where what the results aren't necessarily going to be the best, but the determination comes in to then learn from that and get a little better incrementally. And it's like each step of the mountain,
Yeah.
right? Each, if this guy's cutting into something or it looks like leaves,
Yeah.
right? It's like if you were learning sword play, you're not just going to be a ninja from the beginning, right? You're going to have to learn the techniques, practice. Eventually you get good enough where you feel comfortable sword play with someone else,
Yeah.
and then you still got other risks there. And it's they say 10,000 hours to become a master at something.
Yeah.
But every person who mastered those 10,000 hours had to start with hour 1.
Exactly.
And so that's what's being called upon for you. A Spirit is saying it is time to start that thing. You might not have the clearest vision of the end. You might not even have the full plan. But if you take that first step, and then you have faith that you can take a second step and a third step, it might be a 1,000 step journey, but it always begins with that first step. And the courage, the determination, the faith that you need to have to make that change, that's what's going to bring the fulfillment, is knowing that you're living your purpose.
That's
by
right.
taking those steps and initiating your own hero's journey.
And, this is exactly what this hand is claiming. It's like, when I first started, decided that I wanted to work from home, I didn't know it was YouTube. I had no idea. That wasn't even on my mind.
Yeah.
I just thought I wanted to work from home. I didn't want to work somewhere else. So I did that. I worked for an online company, and I was like, this is not what it is. And then there was an exploration period, and finding that by stepping into it,
That's right.
preparing for it, like it. You find a way, like everything falls into place. Once you start taking those steps,
Yep.
It falls into place. It starts to happen for you. And it wasn't easy for me, but I claimed the energy and I was like, I'm going to see this through. And here we are today.
Yeah. And you just iterate a little bit at a time. That's how you improve, right? The inclination to take your frustration and just be like, forget this. I'm not going to do this anymore.
Or this is too much work.
That's the greatest one of all. This is
Yeah.
too much effort.
This is too much effort.
You have the capability to produce effort.
Because
that
you're already
is
doing it.
the biggest gift.
Yeah.
To direct your time, attention, your hands, your skills, your vision, and manifest something from not existing into reality.
That's what this is.
Thanks to that gift, right? The fact that you can even make something with your hands is a huge gift that people underutilize. And so I think the biggest reason people don't take that first step is because they go, what if I fail? Mm-hmm. And you have to, if you want to truly be loyal to your essence, right? You have to have the faith that your failures are okay, that they won't be in vain, that you'll learn every learnable thing from that experience of failing, and you'll be able to apply it going forward, and that's how you get better. You just be willing to fail upwards.
That's exactly it. I wish people would teach us that from the get-go.
Yeah, for a lot of us, when we fail at something, our world comes crashing down because we tie our identity and our emotions to the outcome rather than enjoying the process and being like, the outcome's just what it is.
Yeah. I forgot to mention the numbers here on these cards because these are important. We have the number 10, we have the number 1, and we have the number 14. These, again, are light codes, number frequencies that are connecting you to today's reading. And it's not by chance that you're showing up here in this specific reading today. It's not random. It's not a coincidence. This is a synchronicity that you are experiencing, one of many about to happen in your life. Okay, one of many that are going to continually happen in 2026. So this is where life really starts to change for you. This is where you are taking the wheel and turning it. Okay, so we've got the King of Pentacles. This is very powerful, but patient energy. This is what I'm feeling here with this King. The wind is blowing, the leaves are there, but they've got this pentacle, this like commitment, this like devotion. Like, I've got this offering in the world. I'm committing myself. I'm going to show up no matter what. I'm going to stay loyal to my essence. I'm going to stay grounded and at peace with myself as I'm moving through this. And, you know, when things do get a little bit heavy, maybe I can just lighten up or loosen up and not let it be such a big deal, right? You know how sometimes, you know, I've even made things big deals in my own life.
Sometimes we just take ourselves too seriously, and you know, I prefer to think life's already a joke, but I'm in on it. So at least I can laugh at my own misfortune when it happens, because it's not all misfortune all the time. There's so many things to be grateful for and to appreciate in life. You just have to see it from that perspective. And I think with this King of Pentacles, like, especially contrasted with the Knight of Pentacles, who's all armored up.
Yeah.
I feel like the King has taken off the armor.
Doesn't need it anymore.
Yeah. Is willing to be vulnerable because he's got the emotional tenacity, the physical capability, and the spiritual centeredness to overcome any challenge, right? I don't need armor if I know I can dodge arrows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then his white hair denotes that wisdom of his experience, right? He's been in enough sword fights. He's given and taken enough from people to know what his essence is. And so for him, being loyal to that essence is no longer like a struggle. It's just a natural flowing way of being, right? Living your integrity. And so it's almost a shift from what you think of material wealth to this perspective of spiritual wealth, if that's such a thing, where there's an enriching process of like really connecting with your soul, because when we feel insecure, we're really trying to protect our vulnerability to avoid getting hurt. And once you've reached that point where you know, you're out of F's to give kind of thing, then it's like, okay, I know I can take it. Therefore, I don't have to live in insecurity, and suddenly all your creative ideas can be given life because you're not going to talk yourself out of every single one of them, because now you believe in yourself. And so a lot of that faith isn't just in, you know, this too shall pass and this pain is temporary. It's the faith in yourself to know that when the tough gets going, you get going and you go out there and crush it.
Right. And this is a point that's that peak that you're reaching, right? I always find that it has to do with age, right? That's the maturity, white hair, the wisdom, the maturity, right? That's coming in with this King of Pentacles. But some of you are old souls out there. So that's the other energy I'm picking up here, is the energy of the old soul, someone that already has that wisdom, that has had that spiritual connection and is able to move through the world, through the experiences, the connections with people, and share what it is that it's like the wolf energy, right? That has, I feel this is a pathfinder, someone who's not afraid to go the distance or to try this thing, even though other people haven't, and this person has been told that, oh, you can't do it. There's like
exploring the unknown.
Yeah.
That's what a daunting task.
Yeah.
But there's so many people who go, I would love to explore the unknown. I would love to make the unknown known.
Yeah.
Because there's a sense of accomplishment and achievement in being the first to explore an area or map something out and provide that value to others and that perspective to others.
That's right. And the other thing I'm feeling here with this card is this incredible sense of peace and patience. Like, this person doesn't feel rushed.
No.
There's no time constraints here. They've let go of that because they know divine timing is at play. There's no linear path to where they're going. It's a journey.
They're not like, it's too late to start.
Yeah.
I'm too, they're like, what is the next thing that I'm going to add to my repertoire of knowledge and skills?
Yeah. I love that.
Because that's where your confidence is going to come from.
That's right.
Knowing I can do this. I got this.
And this sense of authority, right? I'm seeing that any kind of external energy, any words, any old narratives, any kind of energies that once used to have power over you, there's peace here now with this. And because this person has peace within themselves, this is what I'm feeling for you, is the storms that are external to you really don't, like, this person's unbothered.
Yeah, that's what they look like.
Unfettered, right? Is that a...
Yeah, unbothered. Unfettered access to being unbothered.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is what I'm feeling here with this. And it's an opportunity. Like, 2026 is unlocking this experience for you where you really get to show up in the world as this king. You know, not competing, not comparing, but ruling your reality. Right? So, is there anything else you're picking up here?
No, I wanted to add to what you just said. They look like they're stable and not easily knocked around, not easily knocked off balance. It's somebody who's seen some stuff, experienced some stuff, but now, because they've survived it and come out the other side of it, that they know, okay, I can handle this. And I feel like that's, if you can handle starting that thing that you've been dreaming of, then you're going to experience that level of fulfillment, and you're going to see your own wheel of fortune turn in your favor. It's gonna set it in motion if it's been stuck.
So that's what's coming in.
Yeah,
definitely a season changing in your life. And yeah, and you know, the other thing I'm getting with the wheel of fortune is the past lingering. In a way, you know how sometimes we hold on to the past and we just have a really hard time letting it go.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel there is this period right now as you're stepping into the new year where you're releasing a lot and you're going through the process of that. And sometimes that process is uncomfortable. It's a process that you don't want to go through, but it's a process that you have to go through. So the more that you fight it, the longer it takes to let go of it, right? So you want to surrender and allow yourself to move through that process. Trust yourself in it and know that you are protected as you're moving through it, right? And they want you to be open as you step into 2026, because this is going to be a year for you to receive. Okay, this is that energy of receiving. And even with, I'm definitely getting money in someone's mind out there. You're really going to experience abundance. This abundance is coming through you, right? That spiritual wealth or that material wealth.
It's going to return from the energy you put out there, so it returns to you. And of course, why is material wealth important to so many people? Because they want a sense of independence, right? And I think that's what the salmon embodies. Is it's, even though it's in a school of fish, each one's kind of doing their own thing. They might have a similar goal or overlapping goals, and they're trying to get to the same destination. Some of them are swimming up a waterfall.
Yeah.
Like that level of determination. It's insane. You're like, how could someone swim hard enough and keep trying? Like, they don't all get it on the first try, let's just say. A lot of these salmon, they're going up, they hit a rock, they fall back in. Now I got to try and swim up that waterfall again.
Yeah.
And you know, it's like, do salmons get frustrated? I don't. I think they got their eye on the prize, which is that biological drive to get to the spawning ground, so that they can reproduce, and they're just going to keep going. And you know, challenges will always come along to interrupt the salmon from
the flow,
getting to where it wants to get to, right? Whether it's bears or natural disasters or other fish, but they don't give up. Right, they keep going because they're
determined.
They've got that end goal in mind. Yeah,
and this salmon is moving upwards.
Yeah,
right. So it's facing up. So there's definitely this elevation that you're going to experience, this higher frequency, higher vibration. So we've got the number 5 on this card. I'm going to have Paul read you the message from the guidebook here. So it's number 5. You'll see it like that, right?
Cool.
Yeah, another light code number, frequency, and you want to read the message part.
Right. So the salmon. Sometimes we think that we want our reward to be handed to us on a platter. But the truth is that most of life's greatest gifts are actually made sweeter by the journey we go on to reach them. Great challenge and seemingly impossible odds reveal to us that we are great beings, far more capable than we realized. Without the currents and the waterfalls, salmon would have no way of discovering its own ability to rise above and find the way through. So when salmon swims into your world, it honors you as the hero of your own life journey. And salmon calls you to recognize your greatest challenge as your greatest opportunity. to discover and experience your strength, resourcefulness, and capabilities within you that you would otherwise never know existed. The message of Salmon is to be willing to stand on your own, to walk a different path to others when your heart calls you to do so. Follow your instincts and your creative impulses, even when it takes you down a slightly different path than others might be going, or even expect you to. Your energy and enthusiasm will quickly gather the support of others. But if you find yourself venturing solo into uncharted waters, know that this too is part of your journey. Each must find its own way through, but clarity is power. And when your movements are driven by a deep inner call, the river of life will reveal pockets of flow and secret passages within the currents to support your journey, even when the surface waves seem to be rising up against you. So while Salmon appears to be fighting against the current, in truth, its passage is supported by a series of reverse undercurrents flowing in the direction of its journey home. So seek allies and pockets of energy that support the direction you wish to go. As with Salmon's shift from fresh water to salt and salt water back again, change and transformation is part of your journey. When the moment calls, don't be afraid to change direction or let go of a previous aspect of your being in order to open the way for the next chapter of your expression. Salmon reminds us that though we may travel far away, we are each native to somewhere. Honor the ancient heritage of your own culture. Your returning is part of the hero's journey, to share gifts that you have gathered and to nourish yourself in the waters of your origin.
Love that. And I wanted to read you the affirmation that comes with this spirit animal. So feel free to write this down. As the hero of my life story, I answer the quiet call of my spirit. Change is my friend. Clarity is my power. My life is at great adventure, always guiding me home. So yes. I love that. All right, so what we're going to do now is close and seal your reading with an angel number. So you might already be seeing this angel number around. So we are getting for you is 1717, many blessings. This Six of Pentacles is many blessings, right? And if you take a look, you know how you mentioned falling into a platter?
Yeah.
This is like falling into a platter. This is blessings that are coming and they're not falling into a platter. Right? They're hard-earned blessings. So expressing your gratitude, so the practice of gratitude is going to be very helpful. Helping loved ones, teaching and healing and following your heart. This is the energy. This is an angel message coming in for you. So 1717 is your number. And this is your reading. So we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please comment below, hit that like button. And if you're brand new to my channel and you're enjoying this reading, please consider subscribing. Other than that, we wanted to wish you all a beautiful day and thank you so much for watching.
Many blessings.
All right, everyone, before we part ways, I wanted to share some exciting news with you. My daughter and I have recently launched these beautiful pendants. This is the Celestial Collection. These are Zodiac medallions. They come in 18 karat gold vermeil and sterling silver. Today, you can see that I'm wearing my Gemini sun sign and my Leo moon sign, and I'm going to be wearing these off. I'm not taking them off. Now, I want you to know that each piece is blessed with love and intention. Okay, so what I'm going to do is leave you a link in the description box below for where you can find these and you can secure yours today. I'm also going to leave you with a message from my daughter today so that way you can personally meet her and hear her words for this collection and then the ad campaign after that. So thank you so much again for all of your support, everyone.
Hi everyone, Ria's daughter here, Ashni from Sacred Haven. Me and Ria just released our first collection ever and I wanted to share why we created it. From the beginning, we wanted to create jewelry that you guys felt connected to and personal that you could wear every day. That's why we created all 12 of the zodiac signs, because every sign has a different story and energy behind it, so everyone can find their piece that feels most like them. I'm wearing my Sagittarius pendant today, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I've gotten so many compliments so far. We hope you love the collection as much as we do, and thank you so much for all your support.